Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, off and on rain showers continue to move across parts of central Illinois here tonight. You can see a couple little batches here. Here's one into portions of Macon County, northern Macon County, there from Forsyth over to Pike County near Cisco, Cerro Gordo. Again, just kind of a steady rainfall. More of that down here into portions of Shelby and Moultrie County as well. Nothing severe. Not even finding any lightning strikes with any of this. And it's keeping temperatures quite comfortable tonight in the mid-70s across the area. We've got more of this tomorrow. That commute forecast, we've got the yellow light there on all of the time frames as we anticipate showers and storms to be around for much of the day, again with areas of rain throughout the area. We'll talk about how long it lasts before the heat returns coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
An old building is starting to topple. What the city it's in plans to do about it. Plus, a killer's mother took the stand today, what she says about the moment her son lied to her about the murder he committed. And later, athletes often get hurt. The safest way to get them back on the field.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 9 on X49.
Large chunks of an abandoned building in Casey are crumbling to the ground, and the city says they need to do something about it soon. Good evening, I'm Jessica Coons. The building is being called a safety hazard. It sits near the corner of West Main and South Central. This weekend, the roof caved in. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is in our newsroom tonight. So Jennifer, why has it gotten this bad?
Jessica, the building was privately owned until it was abandoned for years. Last year, the city bought the building, so now it's their responsibility. It's more than 100 years old. It was owned by a furniture store, but it's been vacant for more than 10 years. When the city bought it, they put it up for sale with the hope that someone would renovate it. There was a potential buyer, but they backed out, and since then, nobody has shown interest in it. Police are warning people not to walk through the building, and the city put up caution tape and no trespassing signs around the perimeter. So far, nobody has been hurt, but the mayor says they need to make sure that doesn't happen in the future.
We've had reports of possibly squatters being in there. I wouldn't want to have gone in there with the building being in the shape it was in. We've had reports of kids playing in the alley.
A plastic orange fence was put up around it today to block people from going near it, and hopefully that doesn't happen. The mayor says the city will most likely tear it down soon. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, thanks so much. A couple in Springfield got a rude awakening yesterday morning when a car drove into their house. This happened near East Pine and South 14th Streets in Springfield. Police are still looking for the suspect. Michael Henley was sound asleep when the crash happened. He and his wife heard a boom. He ran out and saw the car inside his house. When he went to check on the driver, he says she tried to start the car and then ran away when she saw him coming. He says the crash is a big inconvenience for his family.
But I thank God that we are alive, for everything, that person is alive, no matter where she is. Hopefully she come clean and come, you know, just give herself up or anything, or just say, hey, I'm sorry. Or I just hoping that things turn out right for both of us.
Henley says authorities have advised his family not to go back in that house until after it's been inspected. New for you tonight, state police are investigating a deadly crash. This happened this morning on I-57 southbound, 5 miles south of Effingham. Police say the vehicle left the road and rolled over. 26-year-old Brandon Fano of Newcastle, Pennsylvania died in that crash. Another person died in a crash in Shelby County. This happened on Route 16 at County Road 1995. Police say 50-year-old Christopher Wood was driving west on Route 16 when he ran off the road across the median and into the eastbound lanes. Wood hit another car in the passenger side. The driver of that car, a 49-year-old man from Shelbyville, was pronounced dead at the scene. Wood is facing several charges, including not slowing down to avoid an accident and driving with a suspended license. Danville police are investigating 2 separate shootings that happened over the weekend. The first was on Saturday during a fight at a party. A 47-year-old man was shot in the shoulder. The man would not tell police where that party was happening. The second shooting happened early Sunday morning near North Beard and East Seminary Streets. A 28-year-old man was shot in the leg. A second victim showed up at the hospital who had been shot in the stomach. Both of them are expected to be okay. Brent Christensen's mother made an emotional plea to save her son's life today, saying a death penalty would devastate her. She testified along with his sister, stepdad, and Livingston County correctional officers. Christensen kidnapped and killed U of I scholar Ying Zhang 2 years ago. A jury is deciding whether or not to give him the death penalty or life in prison. The defense questioned Ellen Williams about a conversation she had with her son Brent while he was in prison. He told her he did not kill Zhang. The defense asked how she feels now knowing he lied. She says she still loves him unconditionally. Livingston County officers talked about Christensen's behavior while in custody. They said he was quiet and behaved but did not sleep much at night. New tonight, there's a warning from Charleston police. On Saturday, they say they got reports that someone was throwing fake $100 bills out of a car window. They say it happened on 18th Street. Those bills say for motion picture use. If you have any, you should call police. Also new tonight, 3 Republican members of Congress are responding tonight to President Trump's tweets after several Republicans called the comments racist. The president tweeted yesterday telling 4 American congresswomen of color to go back to the countries they originally came from. 3 were born in the U.S. and 1 migrated here from Somalia as a child refugee of war.
You have somebody that comes from Somalia, which is a failed government, a failed state, who left Somalia, who ultimately came here, and now is a congresswoman who's never happy, says horrible things about Israel, hates Jews, hates Jews. It's very simple.
While several Republican members of Congress called those comments racist, Illinois Republicans did not. Congressman Rodney Davis said, quote, "I disagree with the rhetoric used by President Trump," and pointed to 2 examples of politically motivated violence animated by the far left. Congressman Darren LaHood said, quote, "It is not the language that I would have used, but I believe the president and many constituents in my district are deeply disturbed by the new radical agenda that these socialist members in the House are pushing," end quote. One community is mourning the death of a city leader. David Oliver passed away. He worked for the city of Champaign. The United Garden Hills Neighborhood Association posted about his death, saying he cared about Garden Hills and the people who live there. He helped them with a lot of projects, including the most recent SLEEP program, which helps people save on their energy bills. An organization that helps families in Champaign just got some help itself. Crisis Nursery provides 24-hour emergency care for kids in Champaign-Urbana. This morning, pre-K students from Chesterbrook Academy delivered donations to them. Those students have been collecting diapers, wipes, and cleaning supplies. Teachers say this is a great way for those kids to learn about the importance of helping others in their community. Some seniors in Danville are now able to stock their refrigerators without ever leaving home. Faith in Action is a service of OSF Healthcare. They help seniors with things like transportation and finding activities in their community. Now they're partnering with Instacart, a food delivery service. Volunteers will come to your home and help you pick groceries that you want delivered.
Instacart is going to deliver that food. So the person that's using the service is still paying for it just like they normally would, but they don't have to get out of their house. They don't have to go to the store, fight everyone. They can just get what they want and have it delivered right to their doorstep.
The groceries aren't free, but the delivery is when you spend at least $35. They're hoping to get more seniors near Danville signed up for that program. People with a high risk for dementia can still fight it. We'll tell you what some new research shows. Plus, it was a shock for people at this casino as the roof above their heads fell down. That story and more in your national news.
Well, with the recap of today, we had temperatures that made it to the mid-80s for highs. 85 degrees, as you can see right there. And I tell you what, things outside aren't too bad for us right now, but we've got a little bit of rain out there, some storms. We'll talk about some really dangerous heat that's to come for later this week coming up. All right, quiz time. Again, our moon theme continues here. The moon orbits the Earth once every how many days? 20, 23, 27, or about 30 days. We'll have the correct answer in your forecast coming up.